It is Thursday, March 11th. Looking at the S&P futures here, everything is fairly bullish. Actually, let me switch over to my other chart here real fast. Sorry, wrong button. Alrighty, so we are looking at the S&P futures here, and everything is looking really bullish right now. Yesterday was a very tight range day, super choppy. It was looking really strong on the open. The NASDAQ had broken out of balance, and then it started to trade back inside of the prior day's range. So things just really chopped around after that, but somebody came in during the overnight when liquidity was low and just drove this thing right up. So as it stands right now, we are looking to gap up on the open here, which is my favorite kind of day to trade. Really stoked to see us gapping up. We did come back and retest yesterday's high here once, as you can see right at this time, right at 6 a.m. Actually, it was just like a minute ago. So I am looking for yesterday's high to hold up here at 39.16. This is a major pivot high as well. If we look at the long time frame chart, here's the long time frame chart, and if we look back to, looks like March 2nd, you can see there was this pivot high right here, and we've taken that out now. So things are looking very bullish. We do have a second pivot up here. I'm gonna mark this in white. I always do my strong levels in white here. Whoops, that's yellow, not white. There we go. Okay, so we do have a strong resistance up here at 39.33, so that would probably be my first significant target for the day. Sorry, let me zoom out on TikTok so you guys can see that. Okay, so this pivot high right here is the one that's my first target. And then so note that we are on the weekly VWAP, we are at 2 standard deviations. Okay, so if you know anything about statistics, you might have seen something called a bell curve before, otherwise known as a standard distribution. And what a bell curve basically means is it takes all of your statistics and it breaks them down into standard deviations. So 68% of your sample is going to fall within 1 standard deviation, and then 95% of your sample is going to fall within 2 standard deviations. And basically what it tells us is that the further you get out on this curve, the lower the probability is that you're going to continue to get, trades, in this instance, in this direction. So, like I said, on the weekly VWAP, we are at 2 standard deviations, and if we remember from our bell curve right there, 95% of the sample falls within 2 standard deviations. And again, it's entirely relative to your time frame. But all I'm trying to say is that we are starting to get towards the ceiling. So, this is a big move. It's certainly nothing to sneeze at. I know the move up here has been a little bit choppy at times, but this was a pretty big move straight up here. So I am looking for a correction at some point in the next couple days. I just don't know exactly when it's going to happen. So anyways, like I said, I am looking for to get long today, and then my first target is up here at 39.33. And note the where's my epic pen at? And one thing we want to note is the low volume node up here. So low volume nodes always provide support and resistance, so I would not be surprised to see us come up to this level, 39.33. I mean, we might break through it potentially, might trade back inside, might fail right at that level potentially. I don't know, but just know that we have resistance up here. So yeah, I am long for the interim, but like I said, I am looking for a correction at some point in the near future. Okay. If we look at the NASDAQ had a pretty big spike here at the end of the session yesterday, and we're opening up within that spike. I am looking for the base of the spike to hold up here at 12,859. So, so that's what I got for you guys today. We did have initial jobless claims came out, and it was lower than expected, so that is bullish. The Dow and the Russell are both holding just above yesterday's high. And on the economic calendar, the only other thing we have in an hour from now is the JOLTS job openings. So they look at, like, I think 500 different companies to see how many new job openings they have and how many were open on the last day of the month, I think it was. Also, I'm looking at the Russell and the Dow right now, and they are spiking upwards, so everything is looking strong to the upside. All right, so if you guys have any requests for equities, anything you want me to check, by all means, this is your time. So tell me what you're trading, and let's go through some stocks together. Are tech stocks in a dead cat bounce? I wouldn't say so. I mean, what is there a particular stock that I can look at that you're thinking of? I mean, we're looking at NEO right now, and NEO is looking to be gapping up here. Excuse me, not quite a gap. We did have this spike right here. The Dow. No, I don't think it's in a dead cat bounce. Tesla, okay, Palantir, got it. Let's look at Tesla here. Okay, so looks like we've got a kind of choppy trend line right there, and we did break above this very long-term strong trend line, so that's definitely good. And then we're gapping up just a smidge in pre, so, or excuse me, we're gapping up from the close, but we're still within yesterday's range. I didn't see the spike right here. So no, I would not say necessarily this is a dead cat bounce. I think this is the beginning of the retracement back up. Let me write down costs. That being said, though, like I said, the S&P is at 2 standard deviations on the weekly VWAP. So therefore, I think the S&P is due for a correction at some point in the next couple days. But I think no, I don't think this is a dead cat bounce. All right, let's look at costs here real fast. Okay, so looks like cost spiked really hard yesterday, up to $40.38, and it's looking like it's struggling to hold this support level. So we've got the base of that gap that should provide some support for us. And then we're gonna have a resistance level right there. Of course, right here at the top of the spike. So I think this could work. The only thing I would say is that the base of this gap has got to hold, but we do have this weak low right here. So that's basically an unfinished auction, and at some point I would expect the market's going to come down, fill this gap, and then maybe bounce and continue higher, and repair this poor structure here. So I'm a little bit mixed on this. It is holding right at the base of these candles, which I like. You can see all these candles either opened or closed right in this area, so that's it. You know, you've got confluence. So I would like to see it hold this level 2687. But like I said, this unfinished auction here at the bottom makes me just a little bit nervous. I don't like going long against weak lows and going short against weak highs. So, all right, that was cost. Let's see what moved big yesterday. Looks like Atasa Therapeutics was up really strong. That's what we're looking at right here. We have a very nice trend line. Got that one right there, and then we have a steeper one here. So that does look to be holding here on the open. Hey, what's up, Jamal? So yeah, on Atasa here, ATOS is the ticker. I'd be looking for a bounce off this trend line with continuation to the upside. And then the resistance levels that I'd be looking at are right here at 308, followed by this pivot up here at 335. So for a short-term options play or something, I don't even know if they trade options on this particular ticker, but for a short-term trade, I think this looks great. Okay, and Coda Octopus was up 11% yesterday. Man, when the volume is really thin on this thing nowadays. Now we're not even gonna look at this. I used to trade this ticker all the time back in the day, and I was trading it back when it was trading up at like $20. Wrote it up from 7. Okay, we got Riot Blockchain right here, and this does look pretty good here on the open. Let me fix my trend line. So on Riot here, we are right at where we've just filled this gap here from previously. Let me show you. I had marked this out yesterday that I thought that this gap was going to get filled at some point. Which it has as of yesterday. So that's looking pretty good. So on Riot here, I'd be looking for this trend line to bounce and continue up here towards this high volume node potentially. That'd be a good target up at $70 even. Okay, any other tickers people would like checked out? What got you here? We got 17 minutes till the open, so that means I got about another 10, 12 minutes, and then I got to bounce. Again, if you AMC, you got it. All right, AMC. Wow, that was a hell of a spike yesterday. Okay, so we've got a longer term trend line right there. And let's see here. Got that support level. And got a couple new resistance levels here. Okay, so the only thing I would say that I don't care for so much is the fact that we haven't come back and retested this trend line yet. So that's the only thing that tells me, has me a little bit cautious. That being said, though, I mean, this structure looks pretty good. I think this is probably a two-tiered channel here. So it definitely could hold. So in that case, what I'd be looking for is for us to come back up here, retest this level. That's right below, it's probably like 1095-ish, something like that. And then we'll have to see what happens here, if it's gonna fail to take out this pivot high and then make a lower low, or if it will continue and take it out. So that's a big spike. I mean, I We have traded up at these levels before, clearly, because I have resistance up here from before. Doge, I haven't really been following it. And yeah, I can bust out Neo. Just I vaguely remember from the chart that Neo looks like a good long. It did break through a major trend line. So, anyways, so AMC here, I think the long is definitely the right play. Whether or not it'll have enough momentum to take out this pivot high, I don't know. But I definitely think the long is the good play. All right. So let me just take a peek back at Neo here real fast. So yeah, Neo just took out this longer term trend line right here, and is looking strong here on the open. So I'd be looking for us to take out that pivot high and come up here to test this low volume node area. I'll bet $50 about. I mean, I think $50 is a reasonable target, and like I said, it's right at the base of this low volume node. So, let me see. I don't know if I have Doge on here or not. I don't think I do. Okay, here we go. So Dogecoin to USD. And this thing's been in a clear downtrend. It is starting to build some support here, which I like. So we have this support level, and you can see that we did test down in this area, and then we started making higher highs again, which I definitely like that. So we do have a trend line kind of building from here. So I would potentially looking for this thing to bounce off this trend line and then continue higher. So I like the way that this bottom is looking. It looks like a very nice base. So as far as entry points go, I think this looks phenomenal. Just because we're very close to all this volume. So we know people are positioned in this area, so therefore they're likely to defend their positions. So I like when you have a good amount of volume hitting into a level like that with spikes down that clearly failed, and we're starting to retrace back upwards. So I think this is a really classic, perfect setup. Yeah, Doge looks good, surprisingly. Looks very good. All right, I want to check out the oil futures here really fast. So we've got support right down here, and we are trending upwards. So yeah, oil looks good here. I know this was a key resistance level. GME and Palantir, you got it. Yeah. Anyways, we'll. I know you guys don't really trade futures so much, but CL looks good here. All right, GameStop. Very, very big spike yesterday, and let's see here. We are. It's not a total gap down because we're still within yesterday's range, but we are gapping down from the close here in pre-market. Man, this thing could really go either way, because we have a trend line, an aggressive trend line coming down here from the high. You can see this is where we are opening. So that being said, I mean, you got this huge wick right here. That shows very aggressive buying from that level. That you don't get a candle that closes like that without a hell of a lot of strength. So that definitely tells me that there are aggressive traders coming in at these levels. Yeah, man, this thing could really go either way. It's, I think it'll probably bounce and continue higher. But it's really hard to say. You've got strength in both directions. Big wick on top and big wick on bottom. So I don't know, to be honest. All right, we're looking at Palantir here. It looks like it is gapping up from the close, still within yesterday's range. We've got a nice trend line developing right here. So that's where we're opening. So yeah, I think this looks really, really good. We have just taken out this key resistance right here at 25.75 or so. So I would be looking for continuation higher with targets around this level at 27 and potentially after that 27.83. So again, I think this is a really, really great setup. Again, we've got lots of volume in this area, so we know people are positioned and therefore likely to defend. And then we have again this really nice low that has higher highs on it. So just like Doge, I think this is one of the best setups of the day. All right, we got 9 minutes till the open here. Let's take a peek back and see what the S&P futures are doing. Actually, this is the NASDAQ, but you can see we are holding right near the top of this spike that came in at the end of the session yesterday. You can see the point of control is weighted up here at the top of the range. So that tells us that the buyers have been, well, it infers a lack of aggressive selling, to put it that way. All right, and S&P futures look very much the same, but we are holding above yesterday's high, and suggesting that we're going to be gapping up. Here's where we're trading at currently. Again, this thing looks really, really bullish. I would only be taking longs today, guys, if you're going to be trading the major index or anything highly correlated to it. All right, so that's pretty much what I got for you guys. We'll probably wrap it up here. We got about 3 more minutes or so. If anybody else has anything they want me to check. Do any of you guys, and I hope most of you say yes, are you guys watching the internals at all? Like the advanced decline, up volume minus down volume, that kind of stuff? If you're not familiar with what the internals are, I hope you guys are. Basically, there's a couple tickers that you can watch that will tell you kind of what's going on inside the stock market internally. So this is the advanced decline, and it tells you how many stocks in the New York Stock Exchange are green on the day versus red on the day. So right now you can see that in pre-market we're opening here at 862. So 862 stocks more stocks, I should say, are bullish on the day versus bearish in the NYSE. So you can watch this, and it really, really helps you to gauge what's going on in the overall trend. And on TradingView, here's the ticker. So again, that's ADVDEC.NY. Again, advanced decline. And they also have one for the NASDAQ, ADVDEC.NQ. You use the OI? What's that? Not familiar with that one. Gotcha. So this is the ticker is VOLD. So it's the up volume minus the down volume. So basically, it's a good general momentum indicator, and it tells you whether there's more volume coming into the stocks that are trending up or the stocks that are trending down. And you can see right here in pre-market, clearly we've got a lot more volume coming into the stocks that are trending to the upside. So that's definitely good. It says a lot about momentum there. The most commonly used internal is the VIX. And if you don't know it, I mean, a lot of people know what the VIX is, but they don't really know what it's based off of. But basically, it's a derivative of a bunch of SPX options. So basically, people will use these options for hedging, and they'll use it for hedging. So when stocks are going in red, people will use the VIX to hedge their long positions. Use that for ES and NQ. Yes. Yeah, I mean, I use the advanced decline for trading ES, definitely. I haven't been using it so much frequently, but I have had good success using it in the past, just to put it that way. So, all right, guys. Well, we're probably gonna wrap it up here. We got 5 minutes till the open. Again, we're gonna check on the S&P here one more time. It is definitely still looking strong, though. Again, we are looking to be gapping up here, and it seems to be holding nicely above yesterday's high. We got the POC weighted at the top of the range. Everything to me speaks of longs today. So, anyways, that's all I got for you guys. Again, thank you so much for joining me. Again, I will be on tomorrow, 6 a.m. Pacific time, and like I said, we are up at the 2 standard deviation point, so I am looking for a correction at some point. 2 standard deviation on the weekly VWAP, excuse me, or monthly VWAP. I am looking for a correction at some point in the next probably 2 days, so just be mindful of that, because we're starting to get extended here. But yeah, you got it, Manal. Thanks so much for joining me. We'll see you guys tomorrow, and wish you the best. Good luck in your trades today, guys.